All right. Hello. It looks like we've gone live. We've got camera, we've got audio. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome. We'll be starting in just a couple of moments with this all levels comeback yoga class. So go ahead and grab yourself a yoga mat, maybe a pillow, a cushion, and maybe even a chair. All right. Thanks for the thumbs up. All right. We are going to, I'll just share a brief reading with you. And this is from a book called The IRS Program. Sense your body and grow your brain. Every part of your body has a connection to your brain. Taking advantage of these connections, modern neurophysiologists use sophisticated equipment to stimulate nerves deep in your brain to produce relaxation in your body. But by practicing iRest, you can also take advantage of these brain body connections to achieve a deep state of relaxation. During iRest, you're able to generate deep relaxation by practice body sensing, systematically moving your attention throughout your body. This iRest tool stimulates these very same nerves that lie deep within your brain and produce profound changes in your physical body, brain structures, and emotional and mental states. Body sensing and other practices of iRest work from the outside in, from your skin to your brain, to affect changes from the inside out, from your brain to your skin, so as to produce deep relaxation and physical release from tension, stress, negative ways of thinking, feeling, and reacting. Research reveals that mindful meditation practices such as iRest produce structural changes in your brain that are involved with enhancing memory, learning, gaining perspective, and regulating your emotions and thoughts. By regularly practicing body sensing, you create changes in the structure of your brain that soothe your nervous system. You can grow your capacity to respond rather than react to stimuli and therefore heal. So that was from page 67 of the IRES program for healing. The chapter is on body sensing. So, in our class today, we will do some body sensing as part of our guided meditation at the end. So, all right, we have just a moment here before we actually are at the top of the hour. All right, I have top of the hour now, so thank you for standing by. Thank you, everyone, for dropping in. If you're just tuning in, I'm Tonya. This is Comeback Yoga. You've landed on our YouTube channel. Comeback Yoga is a nonprofit. We are a nonprofit organization based in Colorado that serves veterans, active duty military, your support team. And even if you've had one day in the military, we're here to support you. So go ahead and you're going to need a chair or a sturdy piece of furniture today. You might even just be near a wall, as well as a yoga mat or a sticky mat, an exercise mat, something that has a little grip to it. I have seen people use those exercise mats that are really slick and smooth on the surface, and I would recommend that not be your preferred mat only because it's going to be very slick and it's going to be difficult to have some traction under your feet. So you're going to want to have some kind of support that's has a little grip to it. So um, sometimes even just a carpet is fine too. And then if you want to grab a pillow or a cushion or maybe even a folded up towel or blanket and have that for your practice today. All right, we'll be here for about 45 minutes in this all levels class. I'll be showing you some variations that you can do with a piece of furniture. Just having support nearby is really helpful in adapting our bodies or adapting the pose to our body. And then it just gives us a more feeling of stability, of strength, and it can be really, really, really beneficial, especially like if you're recovering from an injury or some kind of instability. So let's go get started, shall we? Let's go ahead and come down onto our backs. You could also sit on the chair if you like. Your knees can be bent or straight. And we'll just take a moment, resting our hands maybe onto our abdomen, maybe up onto the chest, or just wherever is comfortable for you. And I want you to take in all of the sights and sounds in the room, noticing colors, textures, noticing everything that's in your surroundings, calling out a particular object, the texture of something, the color of something, the light of something. And then notice any sounds, maybe coming from within the room, maybe some distant sounds. And then maybe rubbing your fingers together or touching the surface beneath you or feeling your clothing, just noticing the softness, the roughness of that fabric or of that surface. And then draw your attention to the tip of your nose and the way that the air comes in. If you feel like you would like to or feels more comfortable to breathe through the mouth, then go ahead and do that. But notice the air as it comes into your body and as it leaves. You're not trying to take in a breath or receive a breath. Just allow your body to breathe and just allow yourself to notice those that sensation of air as it comes in. It might feel dry, it might feel moist, it might feel warm, it might feel cool. And just notice. All right, and now let's take 3 breaths here together. So, just allowing your area around your mouth, your jaw to be soft, and just receiving that breath nice and deep, wide, feeling the rib cage expanding wide. And then as you exhaling, feeling that narrowing. You might even feel a little bit of pressure. Let's do 2 more times. Inhaling and a slow exhale. And last one. And let it go. Good. All right. So come on to one side. You can use something to prop your head up. You could also just use your arm. And we'll start with having our knees out in front of us, and knees are stacked. All right. And send the top leg straight out in front, and then lift it up and lower it down. Lift it up and lower it down. Lift up and down. 3, 2, and 1. And then go ahead and bend that knee. Bring that knee up towards the ceiling and down. Lift your whole leg up and down. And up and down. Up and down. And now we'll lift it up and then straighten it out. Bring it in and lower it down. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, good. Whew. I felt that. Okay, let's come on up and go to the other side. First, extending the leg out, your leg out, and lifting up. Now, if you want to lift it higher, you can, if that would feel okay to do so. I like to have my hand on my top hip so that that just helps keep me stable. Here, we'll do 3 more. I don't know about your leg, but my leg starts to feel a little heavy here about now. Okay, last one. Okay, but you do you. You know, if you feel like that's just too much and you don't want to get one more in, then give yourself a little break. Okay, so now we'll keep the knee bent and then lift the leg. A little easier, right? Leg isn't quite as heavy as that lever isn't quite as long, right? Still working those same muscles for 3 more. 2 and 1, and straightening your leg up and bring it in and down. Up, in, and down. Let's do 3 more. Ooh. This is all gonna pay off. You're gonna get to do some nice hip stretches at the end. Okay, good. Whew. All right. Come onto your stomach into a Sphinx pose. Parallel those forearms. Stretch out the legs. Lift your chest. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Good. All right. And press yourself up. Take your knees out wide into a child's pose. Stretch out those hips. If this is too much for the knees, then don't come down as low. You could also flip over onto your back and bring those knees into your chest. All right. Coming up to a standing forward fold, walk your hands back to your feet. Stretching out those legs. All right, bend your knees and come all the way up to standing. I'm going to take off my socks. So face the long edge of your mat. You can have that piece of furniture close by in case we might want to use it. All right, and then turning one leg out. Open your arms out and up, and then bend that front leg. Warrior 2. If you want to go a little bit longer, you can, or a little bit lower. All right, lower. Sweep the arms up, and let's turn out to the other side. Bending that knee and opening up the arms. Warrior 2. Stretching out, noticing maybe your hands, the wall, and then straighten up. Arms come up. Turn your toes in, heels out, hands onto your hips, and fold over your legs. Hands can come to your ankles, your feet, to the floor, or just keep them on your lap. Especially if you're really tight in the back or your legs, sometimes just being halfway up. You could also have your hands on that furniture if it's close enough. All right, come on up. Let's bring those feet in, about hip distance apart. Taking those arms out, bending your elbows, and bend your knees like you're going to sit down on that chair. All right, stretch your arms up overhead and bring the palms together. Lean forward slightly and twist to one side, bringing the elbow onto or towards the knee. And come back upright, little bend in the knees, maybe a little bit bigger, and then twist to the other side. Come back to center, and then come all the way up to standing, releasing those arms down to your sides. Okay, and then step out wide again. So you can go maybe a little bit wider if that would feel safe in your body to do so. And turn out one leg. Extend those arms out and up, maybe looking over your front arm and bend your front knee. Warrior two. Just feeling your feet beneath you, feeling your arms extending, maybe even noticing your hands or the wall. And then straighten up, arms lift up. Let's turn out to the other side. Warrior two, bending the knee. Again, maybe going longer if you like, maybe lower, keeping that knee safe. If there's any pain in the knee, adjusting back or up. Straighten up and then turning those feet in again. We'll come into that fold again, releasing your head towards the floor, having hold of the hands, feet, legs, floor. Take 2 more breaths here. Now, if you get dizzy, then keep your head up in line with the heart. Okay, a little bend in the knees, push yourself up, and bring your feet back into the hip distance. Reaching your arms up overhead, feel the full length of your body from your feet all the way up to the fingertips. Look up either to your hands if that feels okay on your neck, maybe even up to the ceiling. Feel the full length of your body as you feel your feet down beneath you. And then with your next breath, let's come down into that chair position. Bringing the hands in front of the heart. And leaning forward towards me and twisting to the one knee you choose. Coming back up, tip forward again, and then twist to the other side. And coming back up through center and releasing your hands down. Okay, so I'm just going to move my chair in, and you can either get yourself closer to your furniture or just move your furniture around, whatever works for you. We're going to go out wide into that wide stance again for the warrior two. So your knee is going to be, the bent knee is going to be pointing towards the piece of furniture. So it's going to turn it out. Maybe, so for me, for example, I have my foot underneath the chair, but you do you. It doesn't really matter. Opening those arms up. You just want to be close enough to the chair. See my knees touching the chair, and that's okay. You can go out a little bit longer if you want, or step away from the chair. So as you reach out nice and long, we're going to bring the hand now onto the chair, straightening out your front leg into triangle pose. Bringing that top arm up, pushing down through the feet. And then bending your knee again, coming back into that warrior two. All right, and then straighten out your legs, and we'll walk those feet in before we do the second side. We'll come into our chair position again. This time I'm going to turn so you can see from the side. Literally, I'm going to drop my hips down, maybe even dip low enough that I could literally almost drop my seat onto the seat of the chair, and then twist to one side. Come back up through center and twist to the other side. And come back through center. We'll rise all the way up again, reaching up, feeling your feet. Look up if that's okay on your head, and release the arms down to your sides. Wonderful. Okay, so we'll do the other side. So you may have to move your furniture or not. I'm going to, just so that I can be facing you and not have my back to you. Okay, so turning your other leg out, opening your arms out, and bend that leg. So feel your feet anchor down beneath you. Feel how that gives you a little bit more upright sensation, reaching up away from the floor, but those arms extending long. All right, straighten up that front leg. Reach towards the chair, hand on the chair, or onto your leg. So all levels would be maybe hands onto your ankle. Variation here. If the ankle just seems so far away, and I get it how far. That's like the floor pretty much, right? So this is a great place to land. Come back into that warrior two, and then straighten. All right. Bringing those feet in again. Let's move into our chair pose again. I'll turn to the side just again so you can kind of see it from the side. And I might even drop down onto the chair just barely, challenging myself a little bit. You do you. Okay, depends on how low or high your chair is, right? And maybe it's not even a chair, maybe it's a couch. Okay, arms come up and those hips come down. Tip forward and twist. So I'm a little bit warmer now. You could even have a seat right onto the chair. That might be good. Come to center and twist to the other side. Yeah, a little less effort and it makes it accessible. Come back to center and then all the way upright and lower your arms down. All right, we are going to repeat one more time, just like that. So, what we will add on doing one more pose today to that sequence. Okay, so legs are out. Maybe you're feeling warmer and you feel like you could go wider and still feel stable. All right, so let's do it. Turn your leg out, open the arms, bend your knee. Again, you might find as long as the knee feels safe, you might go lower as long as the knee feels safe, right? You might go wider as long as your knee feels safe. You're pressing down through both feet so you feel anchored. All right. Now straighten up that front leg. Reach towards that foot, hand onto the chair, hand onto the shin, ankle, or foot or floor. Okay, open your chest. Should feel very stable here as you maybe look up to the ceiling. If that's okay, you can look forward. You could also look down. And coming back into warrior two. All right. We're going to bring your hands down like so onto the furniture. You could also come into a plank position. Step your leg back into a plank. All right. And then step forward. We'll come into our chair, bending the knees, arms rise. Twisting. Coming through center and twisting. And back through center. And then option, hands on the furniture, coming into a forward fold. You could even walk away from the chair for kind of a downward dog or just a forward fold over your legs. Okay, come upright and we'll switch sides. Okay. Here we go. Inhale. You could always stop this if you need a drink. Okay, arms out wide. Grow really tall and long. So it's like you're standing tall. And then bend the knee. Well, option to walk it out, come down lower even. Look past your fingers. Notice your body, your extremities. Straighten your front leg and then reach and then tip. Reach and tip like a sip and tip. Okay. All right. Arms going up, push down, maybe your hand on your shin, your knee. Really feel how this is a nice stretch on the inside of your leg. Notice the sensation. Bend your knee, arms out again into the warrior two. Now you can cartwheel your hands down to the ground or onto the furniture and then step back into plank pose. Hopefully, your furniture is stable and step into the plank. You could also come onto your forearms here. And you could also come to your knees, right? So, those are some variations. Okay, stepping forward, coming into a forward fold. You can use the furniture. You could also walk back to almost a downward dog without putting any strain on the wrists, or you could make it a forward fold over your legs. Okay, coming on down. I'm just going to move this out of the way for a moment. We might be using it later. Okay. All right, let's come on down. Bringing your feet about um, hip distance. Let's do some rocking side to side. Here's the part that I told you you would get rewarded with for some stretching, long stretches for those hips. Okay, so we're going to hold the knees off to one side. You can come down onto your forearms. You could also use the furniture like so and just rest your upper body on the furniture. Your next option would be, well, actually, we're going to take it in stages here. So we're going to do this 90-90 position first. We'll hold this for about a minute. We'll get to revisit this in a moment into a pigeon variation. So for right now, it's just going to be the 90-90 position. Check in with the knees if there's any strong sensation in the knees. Adjust your body position, adjust your leg, maybe forward or back. Maybe you're sitting on a cushion. Okay, and let's bring that leg around, going side to side again. The windshield wiper. Okay, and then over to the other side. If you're using that furniture to rest on, do that. Otherwise, come down in front of your shin. All right, coming up, moving those legs side to side. And before we revisit that, let's come into a straddle. So your legs will go out wide, sitting on a cushion, a folded up blanket. Can also take your hands and just kind of adjust your body so that there's a little bit more of an upright sensation. That might increase the intensity on your legs. So let's see if we can make this more of a leg stretch than a back stretch. It will, of course, go into the back, but think about the sensation being stronger for the legs. Not so strong, however, that causes issues or damage to the tissue. So, what we're going to do is take our hands behind us and just start to push ourselves long and tall. So, as you do this, just noticing, just tracking what is going on in your legs. You might notice it all the way down even to your ankles, the backs of your legs, the calves. So then when you get to a point, maybe you bring the hands out in front of you. You can also use the chair, right? You can straddle, depends on your what furniture you're using, but you could straddle, have your body resting like so on the chair. So this is a great option as well. It really does depend on what you're working with though. So this can just be really nice. Let's hold here for a little bit longer. Okay, come up and bringing those feet to that hip distance apart again, and we'll rock side to side. All right, and now coming back into that 90-90 with the option of moving it into a pigeon. So here is one position. The next position is your leg goes back, curl the toes under, wrap the hip around, and voila. Pivoting on the front foot to take that knee out a little wider. I'll show from the front. So pivoting like so, and can be upright or come on down. Chances are you probably have done pigeon before. Not everyone has, but if you've been doing yoga for any length of time, it seems to be one of those go-to poses that's included in almost every class. So it could be your favorite or your least favorite. You either love it or hate it, right? And it might be kind of a love and hate relationship. We'll take another minute or so here, about 7 more breaths. So if you'd like to count your breaths, sometimes that helps to facilitate that ease in which you settle in to the pose, kind of hydrating and nourishing the tissues in the pose, quieting your mind, stilling the body. Maybe really can find a longer exhale to just really let go for one more breath. And coming up, we'll come into that movement again here, side to side. And then over to the other side, straightening out one leg, maybe not, pivoting, and maybe getting longer. Sometimes a minute or minute and a half doesn't feel like it's long enough. So if that feels like the case for you when I'm ready to bring us out, you could have certainly stay longer. Of course you can. This is your body. Having autonomy over your body can be really empowering. And we can start with it here on the mat in the yoga. All right. That's it, folks, for that. We'll bring it on around. This time coming into a butterfly or cobbler's pose. bringing your feet together. And this is again another pose where I like to use a cushion. So I like to suggest that. So sitting up on something that has a little give to it will give you a little bit more of that upright position. So you might have noticed that difference already in yourself if you had a cushion. Fingertips can come behind to remind us to grow long and tall and to create extension through our body, through our spine and our torso in order to come forward so that um, it's not all going into the back. Then we can start to come forward, feeling it in the legs, feeling it in your back, feeling it in different places, just noticing. About 3 more breaths. And coming up right, hug your knees to your chest. You can hold on to the front or the back of your legs. Around your back here, just forming a nice little seed pod. Okay. All right, we'll come onto our back. And if you do have a piece of furniture nearby, it could be a sofa, could be an ottoman, a footstool, or it could be a chair. We're going to put our legs up that. If that's something that is you have access to, you can join me. So I'm going to bring the legs right up like so as we come down onto our back. This is just going to give us a little bit of time to transition. So you could also have your legs just upright like this, maybe up against a wall, up against a door. So either way. So we'll take just about 3 to 4 minutes here in this position. But then, of course, you could stay longer if you want. So just allowing yourself to feel the kind of the release from the strain in the legs. You might even notice it gives your back some relief. So as you drop down onto the surface, letting your eyelids become a little heavier, letting your face muscles loosen their grip, letting your body reloosen the grip, allowing mental tension to loosen its grip, allowing your breath to be smooth and regular. And take 3 more breaths here in silence at your own pace. And release that. I can bring those legs down away from the chair. Maybe even scooching it away or scooching yourself away. And extending one leg now up into the air, Just holding that leg towards your chest. And take that ankle across to the opposite knee for figure four. Your foot can stay on the floor or bring your knees in towards your chest. Now cross your knees so that top knee slides across. Your knees can stay closer to your chest as your knees go to the side. So lowering those knees down, turn your body, your torso to the opposite side, away from your knees. Just finding that twist all the way up along your back. If you need to support your knees, sometimes that can take some of that pressure off of your back. All right, let's come back to center. Taking your other leg up to the ceiling, holding on to the back. And we'll bring that ankle on the opposite knee. Foot can stay on the floor or bring your knees in. All right, slide your knee across and twist. Three more breaths here. And coming on back to center. Straightening out your legs, your whole body, reaching it out nice and long. Maybe there's a little bit of jiggling, jostling, last minute movements of tension. And we're going to move through now just a brief progressive muscle relaxation, as I was describing earlier in the class. So you can do this sitting, you can do this laying down. It's harder to do it. Well, no, you can do it standing too. But you want to get yourself set up here so that you can listen to my words. This will take less than 5 minutes. So I want you to first draw your attention to the area of your face, including your eyes, your nose, your mouth. And then just make a face, make a scrunchy face, your whole face, your eyes, your lips, your mouth. Breathe in. And then as you breathe out, let it go. Take another couple of breaths here. Good. Now draw your attention to your hands and your arms and your shoulders. And go ahead and make a gentle fist. Straighten out your arms. Squeeze those arms. Make everything tighten up as you breathe in. And breathe out. Let it all go. Relaxing the hands, the arms, letting it go. Take a couple more breaths here. Now draw your attention to your feet and your legs. And then make everything tight. And your feet and your legs. Your glutes. Breathe in. And then let it go to breathe out. Taking a couple breaths there. Now your whole body. Tense up your whole body to the tension that feels okay in your body. Doesn't have to be 100%. Breathe in. And breathe out to let it go. Little by little, letting go of every muscle possible. To just let go. Let those muscles come back into a state of ease. For just a few more moments here. And go ahead now and bring your knees to your chest. And come onto your side. And if you feel ready, let's press on up, right? An upright seated position. Taking just a moment with me to integrate back into the day. Your eyes can be closed or open, allowing yourself to just scan your body, noticing any sensations that are present, noticing the thoughts that are present, noticing sounds in the room, colors, light, textures. All right, folks. Thank you on behalf of Comeback Yoga. All of us here really are so grateful to have you here, to have your presence. And thank you for staying with me for this whole lesson. If you have any questions about Comeback Yoga, you can click on the link below. If you have any, if you want to follow us on social media, you can do so. Be sure that to click the bell icon so that you get notified for when we go live and when there's new videos. Thanks again. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, folks. Until I see you again, hopefully one day soon in person. Take care. Be well.